And we have a $25 donation from Anonymous. It has no comment, but thank you so much for that donation. But I am now told that we are ready for Armored Core Project Phantasma PMC Trilogy. Show us how it's done.
Hello, I'm pmcTRILOGY. I'm going to be doing a speed run of Armored Core Project Phantasma, any percent for you this beautiful, beautiful morning. I have two excellent folks here with me on commentary. First, I have Peaches.
Hey, hello.
And I also have the excellent Chef Lubu.
Good morning.
Or I think I did. I'm sure we'll have him again in a moment. We're going to go ahead and get rolling here. Time will begin when I select this second option here. I should mention that I am playing the Japanese version of the game. And so the reason I'm doing that is because I'm on PSTV, and the only official release of the game on PSTV is the Japanese version. So it's really all about load times. The games are otherwise pretty identical when it comes down to it. So in that case, I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, go. All right, excellent. So, can I get a choice on the color pattern? What color pattern am I doing here?
So even though I know what you told me beforehand, it got demolished. Duck Hunter basically doubled what was in second place.
All right, well, Duck Hunter it is, folks. There you go. This is our color pattern for it. I'm happy to update it anytime if people want to change. But that will be it for now. Peaches, can you talk about the kind of build that we're going to be putting together for the early part of the game?
Yeah, sure. So when this game starts out, they basically just give you a big pile of money. And there's a couple different choices that PMC is going to be making. The most important one is that we're going to be changing out our weapon. The weapon that they start you out with is just really, really, really bad for this mission. So in this mission, PMC is going to get 3 minutes to cause as much damage to a bunch of kind of neutral structures as possible in order to make money. So we're going to switch out our weapon to this kind of, I don't know, little energy pistol here. The real benefit to the energy pistol is that it has a pretty high rate of fire and it costs nothing to shoot. There's no ammo cost. And that really is going to make a big difference here because we're going to try to make as much money as possible to get the most expensive legs in the game in the next mission. And those legs are going to be very important for a reason that we're going to just explain pretty soon. So in this mission, there's a whole bunch of these structures, including this comms tower here, which is really, really, really high value. That gives you 2,000 credits compared to most of these other train things are worth 300 each. The blue train head is worth 1,000, etc. So we're really just here to like farm out a whole bunch of money while we're destroying these enemies. And that was actually pretty decent luck on that walker there. Sometimes those guys will like squirrel away way in the distance, and it takes a long time to destroy them. So that was pretty good. There's also this kind of like field of boxes here. These are worth 500 each, so a lot of money to be made here, and looking pretty good on ammo as well. Nice.
Yeah, so our goal is that we need to come away with enough money in order to buy a certain pair of legs. And when it comes to the economy of Armored Core, whenever you're taking damage, you're losing money. And if you're using weapons that use physical ammo, you're also losing money there. So that is, that can be a bit of a problem. I need to exit this mission with a specific amount of money. I need at least 93,000. And good news, folks, we have 96K. So we're good. As Peaches said, we're going to be buying a specific set of legs. And that setup allows us, there are 3 ingredients for a thing that we need to do. So we need to go out of bounds. That's what we're building up to. And in order to do that, we need a specific core. Good news, it's the default core. It's the one that we started with. We need wide, big shoulders, so just like the ones that I bought. And then we get fast humanoid legs, like these. And that's going to let us do the out-of-bounds clip that's available in this game and also in the original Armored Core as well.
Yeah, so the way that this trick works is that you have your legs, your arms, and your core, and these all work together to kind of like change the way that your core animates as it moves around. And what we're going to do is when we strafe, you can interrupt your strafe animation by moving backwards, and it'll displace you somewhat. And if you do it on the correct frame, you will actually sink into the ground and do kind of like the world's like slowest zip. And that's going to be really useful here because we're going to destroy all of these generators that kind of like lower the security gate. But we're not actually going to go through the gate that we lowered. Instead, we're going to go all the way back to where we started this level and then do like a lineup and then just sink into the abyss. Because instead of going through the gate and riding this very, very slow elevator, we can just fall into position. So PMC is going to be lining it up here and try to go for the sink. Wow, that was like first try. Very nice. Okay, so that was awesome.
That was great.
Great job.
I'm so happy.
Yeah. So now we're like floating in nothingness. And as we go underneath the stage, oh, wow. Wow, that was so sick. That was like almost perfectly lined up. Like that was really, really good. You didn't even have to check the map. Yeah, so nice job.
Excellent.
So yeah, you land under here and then just destroy these targets without having to go through the elevator or do anything like that. So that was super fast.
Yeah, no, that was very good.
Nice job.
Great work.
Yes, thank you. So, Chef Lubu, you're a huge Armored Core fan. Could you?
I am the South's biggest Armored Core fan.
Exactly. No, that's why I got you on here. I wanted to have you talk for a second about targeting and aiming in this game, because targeting and aiming are a little weird. They're a little unusual, especially depending on what kind of weapon you have. Could you tell folks about how you shoot things in this game?
Oh my God! I didn't know you were going to ask me a technical question. I thought I was going to get the lore questions. I thought you were going to ask me about the lore of Project Phantasma.
No, I gotta ask you about your L1s and your R1s.
Oh yeah, you have to turn it's the tank targeting. It's very difficult to get used to if you haven't. I think it was a thing that was very popular in video games of our youth, but they got rid of it. It's the Resident Evil turn the whole body to shoot type targeting. It's very it just takes getting used to, and it's something that video game design has pretty much moved away from because it's a little chunky and a little difficult to get used to, but I loved it, but yeah. I was talking about how Project Phantasma was a prequel to the original game.
Oh yeah.
How you're traveling underground to fight an evil organization. I love these games.
Oh, they're incredible. No, we have a great plot detail to share later for that too. But I always have to mention it too because people are going to see me go up against that. So that in that convoy, you have to destroy the first and third trucks. And someone's like, well, why are you getting so close to them? Why aren't you locking onto them? And the thing is, in this game, things that aren't like enemies or like these MTs that I'm fighting right now, I don't get lock on for those. Like the crates in the first level, like those trucks. There are things that I have to shoot which do not produce a lock on signal, and I just have to sort of aim in their general direction, and hope everything goes well. And that'll come up more later because one of the weapons I'm going to use is actually going to be a weapon that just does not have any lock on, like as sort of just a standard operating procedure.
It definitely reminds me of Space Harrier in the way that you have to just aim in the general direction and hope that the game picks the target you want.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be some fun stuff too, because even the targeting reticle or the lineup that we get for the rockets weapon later is still sort of imperfect. Anyway, also if you want to talk about lore, you can talk about Stinger. This is Stinger's first appearance.
Stinger is your rival pilot, your Raven rival in the game, and he is an employee of the corporation who is trying to wield the Phantasma to become the I don't know what his end goals are. I don't know his motivations. He's just going to become the guy with Phantasma. Every Armored Core is the corporations versus you during the apocalypse, after the apocalypse, or just before the apocalypse.
Yeah, so in that previous stage, in the convoy, there was like a decoy VIP that you were supposed to capture. And Stinger was upset that his trap didn't work, so he destroyed the convoy. And now you have to go and get the real VIP, which is here in this laboratory in the underground city Amber Crown. So there's another kind of strafe clip that we're going to do here. Very nice. And this level is just disgusting without the clip. It's huge. Really, really frustrating level. But if you do a strafe clip, you can just like boost into this volume that will trigger a cutscene, and then the cutscene puts you in place. So it's actually like it's really, really favorable. And this puts you like 85% of the way through the level.
Yeah, like a lot of other games, there will be a zone that once you enter it, it activates the cutscene, and then being in the cutscene zone also places you in a particular place after the cutscene. And so we're using that to our advantage here.
Yeah, and once you destroy those two big beefcakes, that's pretty much like the only real enemies in this entire level. From here, you just try to escape with Sumika, who is the VIP who sent out the request for you to go and rescue her. Because she was captured and they were experimenting on her to implant technology into her brain and merge computers with humans. And now she's trying to escape.
Yeah, instead now for the rest of the game, she's gonna she's been our employer and she'll be our employer for the rest of the game. She'll also continually try to mess up my fights the rest of this run. So look forward to that. So we're coming up on there's an escape sequence here where I'm going to get into a jet, and this is going to enter into a long, unskippable cutscene. So, Bobby, this is a great time to get some donations.
I've got a bunch for you. We have a $25 donation from Broseph saying, "Go Birds." And we have a $25 donation from Zachary Hart saying, "The Armored Core trilogy for PlayStation 1 are some of my favorite games of all time. Super excited for this run." We have a $100 donation from Zappa saying, "Hey PMC, time to engage all the giant robots for the whole week. Let's enter the arena." We have a $10 donation from Archie saying, "Pretty Mobile Core, Phantasma Masterclass, what are your theories on what PMC stands for? Good luck with some long-awaited From Software representation." What does PMC stand for?
What does PMC stand for?
Yeah. People should donate to tell me what it stands for, because PMC Trilogy is not going to tell me. So it's up to y'all. We have an $85 donation from Captain O'Malley saying, $5 for every minute that you beat my time on Zone of the Enders, the Fist of Mars, to get the world record. Congratulations on the run. Woke up super early to watch this run. Good luck. Money goes to Runner's Choice. What Runner's Choice do you have? What do you got, PMC?
I believe it's for the Kiwami showcase, I think, right? Is that... I think that's what I said.
So, yeah.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, absolutely. Shoutouts to Yakuza. Shoutouts to Zone of the Enders. All the very good video games.
Yakuza, the Super Boss Showcase, they've got a little over $10,000 out of the $30,000 that they need for that. They've already met the karaoke incentive. We like singing, apparently. So we've already met that, but now the Super Boss Showcase, that's what we got coming up next.
Now, of course, this level is a huge reference to the other big FromSoft series, which, of course, I'm talking about Kingsfield. I don't know what else you would think. Very, very Kingsfield-looking level design. We're going to do basically a similar thing to what we did last time, except we're going to spend even longer out of bounds this time.
Yeah, this level is called the Underground Maze, and when FromSoft says something is a maze, they mean it. Like, this level is huge, very, very long to do normally, and we're gonna sink through the ground here and spend a long time floating through the void. And on that previous unskippable cutscene, there's actually something kind of funny about it that I wanted to mention. I play on the English version, and the voice clips, the dialogue is much, much faster. So the cutscene is still the same length. So there's this like very relatable, like 30-second crushing awkward silence because the voice clips run out. I think it's like one of my favorite version differences. But yeah, we're gonna like fall through the void for a very long time and eventually just land. And wow, very nice positioning. Landing right in front of these boxes that you have to destroy. And that will just instantly end what would otherwise be an incredibly long mission.
The thing about space, you have to understand is that space is a closed loop, and that if you fall through the bottom, you'll come out the top. That's there's a trick in the first Armored Core where you can shoot a grenade launcher out into space, and it will destroy your objective at the opposite end of the level. It's a very good trick. We don't have anything quite like that in here, but still a good time. So now we're switching over to a slightly different layout. We got a bunch of levels where what we really need is some more DPS. So instead of having the out of bounds arms, we're going to go ahead and swap over to some machine gun arms. You know, because obviously that's just, you know, if you need more bullets, just turn your arms into machine guns. And so now we're going to go ahead and get to some good old fashioned combat missions. Starting with Blockade Runner, which I'm sure will be this mission's always a treat because there is a great risk I will be punched out of bounds. A good time.
Yeah, there are some really super annoying, just kind of mosquito enemies that just kind of fly above you and shoot down at you. And then there's these big like rock'em sock'em dudes that'll just punch you, like they just uppercut you. And the objectives are coming in from out of bounds. So PMC is going to try to park as close as he can to this red line on his radar and just try to barely shoot these enemies as soon as he gets locked on. It is possible to use these dumbfire rockets, but it's pretty hard to aim these because the reticle is not super accurate. Nice, you got one hit there that brings him down to half HP. Nice, double hit. And it's worth going for it because at this point, like from here on out, money really doesn't matter. So even though these missiles cost like, 400 credits or something like that, like there's really no reason not to. So once these three are dead, then you have to like very quickly fly across the stage, and then there's four more just kind of sitting in a row. And as soon as those are destroyed, then that's the mission. So the high DPS really is going to come in handy here because there's only 7 enemies. It doesn't really matter that we're almost out of ammo just after killing just these 7 enemies. It's just the DPS that matters.
It's nice to see that the heavy arms strategy from Gundam Wing still works after all these years.
Me seeing someone standing still and firing machine guns from both arms, I recognize that fighting style.
That's the best fighting style.
All right, so we have a mission up here, and I'm hoping at GDQ we can settle a long-standing question that I have about this mission. So this mission takes place in a jungle. It's very cinematic. We're trying to set up an ambush to kidnap another VIP. And there is ambient noise in this level that I really thought for the longest time was a bird. Recently, people have been telling me that this noise is actually a frog. And so we're going to have a moment here. Obviously, while I'm moving around, you're not going to be able to hear it too well. But I'm hoping once we get in position for the ambush, I can get folks in chat to like let me know. Do you think the jungle noise is a frog or a bird? Do you guys have any takes on this?
I don't know. I've never been in the jungle.
Never been in the jungle?
Yeah, I'm even kind of confused about this level because lore-wise, you're in Amber Crown, which is the underground city. So they just have an underground jungle, I guess, built into the underground city.
Yeah, I think going from the perspective of lore, it has to be frogs, unless there are deep burrowing birds that live thousands of meters under the ground. Which, I mean, I don't know. Armored cores take place on different planets sometimes, but I think that it would be frogs. But then there's helicopters. It's very hard to parse.
I'm seeing a lot of OS frogs in chat, so I think frogs are winning.
People are speaking. They love them frogs. All right, so here I just have to destroy a few enemies. There's going to be a tremendous amount of 3 FPS gameplay here, but we have to look at enemies to shoot them, so there's really not too much of a choice in the matter. We can look away once the last guy starts exploding. Also, a little bit of trivia. I believe this is the last time a human being appears, like, physically on screen in an Armored Core game until, like, for answer. So, this little man here, shout outs to this tiny little polygon man. I'm a huge fan.
I love this guy.
He's so good.
Yeah, he comes out and just does, like, one jumping jack.
All right, so now we're going to head into another combat mission. This is the combat mission that I think is kind of the flashiest. A lot of these combat sections will involve, of course, knowing where enemies spawn and then moving to those spawn points as quickly as possible, while also trying to manage the ammunition that we're working with. And so here we're going to have a box level, just kind of a box factory type level, where a bunch of enemies are going to spawn in these vents. You can see the one in the intro pan there that was up high on the wall. But as Peaches was saying earlier, these machine gun arms are like a little limited on ammo. But that's okay because we do want to use our rockets on some of these enemies. That's it's part of what we want. So we always have to be careful to manage our ammunition counts. This level's not too bad, but there will be some ones that could be a little crazy later. All right, so take care of that. We want to destroy this guy below us. Right, so now he's... Oh, no, I didn't get him. This is the hardest part, doing the transition where so he's below you, and then you turn around, immediately get over to this guy. Another one's going to spawn in here. We're just spawn camping. And then we get this guy here.
Yeah, they don't spawn until you destroy the previous kind of like valid enemy that came from that spawn point. So you can just sit here and just sort of, destroy them with your highest DPS stuff.
And then, of course, our best friend shows up once again.
Yeah, Stinger shows up and he's like, give the VIP to me. And Sumika goes, no. And he just kind of does this reaction, and then you fight. He's kind of an edgelord, kind of a baby. I like Stinger. He's one of my favorite antagonists.
Yeah, he's a really good time. Compared to other games, Project Phantasma has like a very straightforward linear story in that, Sumika's your friend, Stinger's your enemy. The bad guys are the bad guys, and they get hosed. And that is the power of that. So we are now coming on to the point in the game where I have to remember to select the second mission instead of the first mission, which I'm announcing out loud so that I do it.
Nice. I was going to remind you too.
So we got one more of these combat missions that's going to take place in a nice city. This one is really exciting because there is a chance that we could so overload the game that a RAM warning message would appear on screen.
There's a lot going on here.
That is absolutely. No, I agree. Yeah. I mean, when I was a kid, to me, if you were getting a game to lag, it was a sign that you were actually getting full value out of a game. Like if the game wasn't lagging, you weren't really getting your money's worth.
This level here is actually like suspiciously tough because there's a lot of these enemies they're actually pretty tanky. And after you destroy these three little convoys on the ground, more enemies spawn that have like crazy DPS. If you stand there and let all three of them hose you down, like you will just die like instantly. So he's going to stay mobile and use these dumbfire rockets because I think is this 2 or 3?
They take like 3. I should note. Okay, yeah. Important note: Sumika's weapon doesn't do any damage, but it does move enemies, which is really cool. Thank you, Sumika. You're just the best team player of all time.
I thought it was.
Then once those are destroyed, 4 more come in. And you can see the machine gun arms are like getting stretched pretty thin. You definitely have to manage your ammo. These enemies are really mobile, so if you start like wasting some of your ammo, you will very quickly run out, which is a very, very sad moment. Another thing too, personally, I find it really easy to accidentally trigger a strafe clip in this stage for whatever reason. It might be because of the lag.
Okay. Sir, please come down here, sir. All right, that was excellent. I only used 1 rocket. Nice. That worked out pretty well.
It's an incredible example of Sumika's helpfulness when she walked in front of the camera behind you and blocked the screen.
Yeah, she's so good at so many things. I'm so proud of her.
What a great pal.
Yeah, just and she's like technically invincible except for like there is a way to get her killed, which will soft lock the game. I hope to not do it in the next level.
Yeah, so we're going to be switching back to the normal arms because we're going to be doing some more strafe clips in this upcoming stage. This is another pretty long one that has some really good clips in it.
Yeah, this is another fun one where we're going to immediately clip into a cutscene twice, really. The second time is less precise than the first time. Oh, I should note too, if you were paying attention to the screen during that transition, in the original Japanese version of the game, the name of the bad guy organization is the Wednesday organization. Instead of in the English, it's just Doomsday Organization, but in the original, it is the Wednesday organization. So Wednesdays are bad.
Wednesday is worse than Doomsday confirmed. What are these clips?
That's I don't know. I get that weird animation sometime.
Yeah, it looks like you're almost soft clipping through that wall. Yeah. This trick doing the strafe clip is technically frame precise. There are several frames that work and a lot that don't. Nice. You just sank right into the cutscene trigger again. So in this room, Sunika is going to start, I think, like downloading or disabling a security system or something like that. And then some drones come through the ceiling, and you want to destroy them. And as soon as one is destroyed, it's very similar to Slaughterhouse, where when you destroy one, another one spawns. And I believe that you have to spawn 8 and then kill the 2 that are left.
Yeah, so they can spawn out of 2 locations. There is a global total of them, and whichever one you kill, that one's spawn location is where the next one will spawn. And so what we do is we just camp one of the spawns and then ignore the other one that's from the other spawn.
Yeah, and hopefully they don't go like flying out of your targeting range. So that was pretty clean.
Yeah, no, that worked out pretty well. And the other thing too is that the like how long the death animation is of them exploding has like a little bit of randomness too. And so you want to, just sometimes you just have to watch them explode.
Yeah, so now we're going to do another floor clip and do the whole, Pac-Man strats wrap around and go back into the overground, I guess, which is still technically underground, thanks lore. And that will trigger a cutscene as well. And ideally, this will be in a spot where you will be pretty close to these 3 enemies that spawn in a fixed location. And yeah, this is where if you go in the wrong spot, your core will actually spawn in Sunika's way during a cutscene, and she will fly into you, and you will destroy her.
Yep, she'll just...
and that will automatically kill her.
She'll just get poached.
Yeah. But this is pretty good positioning. These enemies are all pretty close to these like exploding tankers. They hurt both you and the enemies, so if you get pretty good luck, you will... There you go. That's a pretty quick kill on that one. Yeah, that makes these 3 guys blow up pretty quick.
There we go. Awesome.
Very nice.
But yeah, that's the Wednesday organization. We got their headquarters. We got them down.
Make special note of the stars in the sky underground that planes just flew through and are bombing everything.
Yeah,
I like the Wednesday organization. I think that's a nice name.
That's a nice name.
That's a good name.
You would trust them. That's good branding.
If you're called the Doomsday Organization, everybody knows what you're about. You're giving away with, people don't have to pay for that.
Yeah, transparency is important.
Oh, you know what's a fun place to travel to? Skyrim, which is why right now we're going to go to the Nord Highland for the most blinding snow level I've ever. It is actually, this is kind of even more blinding. For whatever reason, me playing this on PSTV makes it like demonstrably worse than playing it on PS2. You can kind of see the hills on PS2. You cannot really see them on PSTV. So I'm like truly snowblind in this level.
Yeah, there's like rolling hills ever. I was surprised when I first saw this on stream. It's actually incomprehensible.
And now I get to share it with all of you. But yeah, this is pretty much just a straightforward combat level. We're going to deal with this initial wave of enemies, and killing them will allow another wave of enemies to spawn. Got to take care of all 3 of them. The one complication is that these enemies here are very tanky, which is why I need to make sure I actually hit them with my rockets, because I want to keep at least like 10 or so rockets for the final boss of this stage. But otherwise, I'm just going to be moving around and killing things. So now might be a good time if we get some, now that you're finally awake, if we can get some donations.
Yeah, so earlier in the run, we asked people to tell me what PMC stood for, because pmcTRILOGY is not going to tell me. We got a couple. Here, we have a $25 donation from Fuzzy that says potatoes, meat, and cheese.
I like that.
That's good.
We have a $5 donation from Lordly Hour that says PMC stands for Pebble May Cry, obviously. And then the winner for me, Spider, donated $5 and said PMC obviously stands for Prevent More Cancer. Also, we need the portal run. That's the obvious thing. Do we got time for some more from your community?
Yeah, please keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a $25 donation from Gallowade saying, had to donate to commemorate Armored Core at GDQ. See you on Rubicon 3, Ravens. We have a $20 donation from Amelia saying, I've been playing through the AC games for the first time after 6 was announced, and it's so cool to see them taken apart like this. Good luck with the rest of the run. And we have a $25 donation from the Woofs saying, let's go PMC. And a $10 donation from Rider Strike saying, good morning, AGD crew. Had to read that again. AGD crew, I'm stoked to be up bright and early for my good friend PMC Trilogy's Armored Core run. Let's go, Ravens.
All right, so no one will ever know that I lost the one guy in the snow there, so it's okay.
I didn't see anything.
The little tiny missile boys can get pretty far afield, and when you're in a snowy wasteland, turns out they can just hide behind a hill. So shout outs to that one snowy boy. But hey, at least they have snow, right? That's a good sign for the apocalypse.
At least they have snow. At least they got their frozen world that they so wanted.
Yeah, it's, dreams can
Bottom
come
choice
true.
again. Bottom choice here for Screwdriver.
Oh yes, thank you. Good. This level is actually, so earlier we've pointed out that there are levels that are outdoors levels, there are levels that are indoors levels. The indoors levels are ones where you can sort of loop through because there aren't any out of bounds areas. Whereas the outdoor level have like the yellow and red line, right? Like that's just they're like, oh, you can't go beyond here because otherwise you'll fail the mission. What if I told you that there's a level that had both? And you had to sort of navigate between them when doing out of bounds clips. So that's what we're doing. We're going to go through the floor, do a setup here. I'm going to fall backwards like a trust fall into hopefully what will be a cutscene like this.
Nice.
And then, unfortunately, though, we are so close to the bottom of the 3D coordinates that if we were to clip out of bounds here, we're pretty much like there's a way we could kind of like soft do it and like get around. For the purposes of our demonstration here, I'm going to go ahead and just hit the button and then go down this hallway. Going down this hallway is going to take me back to what the indoor part of the level, right? Half of the level is designated as an indoor level, which means that in that part of the level, I can flip through the coordinate system. So, go all the way down the hallway. This is an elevator, and you're supposed to go up and fight through enemies and do all this stuff. But like that would take forever, and we can just kind of flip through the floor here.
I think it's kind of fascinating that it even works that way because you have like no hope whatsoever to reach the zone out from the floor. If you were to just like jump from the floor, like it's so high, it's
really
like
is
95%. High, and you could only make it to like 40 or 50% if you jump straight up. Yeah, nice. So if you Pac-Man and loop around inside the building, then fall out of it, then it thinks that you escaped.
And it lets us pass through the wall that divides them, which is really the key part of that. I always expected to like instantly fail me when I pass through that wall, but we're good.
What are the implications that they've built one giant Armored Core sized button inside that facility that you can press?
They're great. I don't know. I like to imagine that maybe it was like a construction thing. Like maybe you had like a big like guy who operated a suit for labor purposes. Like maybe his name is Bob or something, and he's just going to work pressing the button in his suit, and he's really he's suit certified too. This is a really cool level. It's got like a subway tunnel and these buildings. And like, I'm going to be honest, we're going to skip all of it. Like we're just going to go straight to the end because the end of the level is like right under here.
Yeah, this is another one I really like because the mission is like, go and defeat Stinger. And then you clip in here and you just immediately like come across Stinger's smoldering remains.
Yeah, there's a boss fight, but like the cutscene is active. So we just go to it and Stinger's dead. He never even had a chance. Like literally did not have a chance.
Stinger, no!
All right, so we're coming up on the finale here, which I want to give like a brief sort of flashing light warning for this boss. It's not that bad. It's not going to be like full screen flashing lights, but the main enemy here, the final boss, is going to have a very distinctive attack. I will also note for whoever's doing the timer, time does not end when the final boss dies. So we still got a little bit before that. But yeah, so this is Stinger in his final form in Phantasma in the sealed establishment Abyss. The first thing that we're gonna do is hit the bricks. We're gonna get out of here because being next to him is very dangerous. When he's doing the laser attack, when he's charging up, and when he's firing it, he is invincible. So this fight, how long this fight takes has a little bit of RNG, which is how many times does he use the laser? If he keeps using the laser, I'm kind of out of luck. Ideally, he's using his missile attacks. That's kind of the preferred thing. There's a chance he'll rush us down, which is also problematic, but all right, so we're on a 3 laser fight right now. Which is 3 lasers is fine. He's probably almost dead.
3 lasers, 3 kingdoms.
There we go. So that is him. We still have a little time. Typically, the way time runs in the PS1 Armored Core games is that time will end when the save prompt appears at the end of the game. The good news there is that gives me a fixed amount of time to thank people for watching this run, to GDQ for letting me do this, letting me do Armored Core. When this run was accepted, Armored Core 6 had not been announced. So it's been a real treat to get this run in and then have a new game be announced for the first time in 10 years. So I'm super excited for that. Hopefully this means, it will not be the last time Armored Core is at GDQ. And of course, I also want to, thank my commentators. If you want to say anything or pop off about Armored Core 6, please go ahead.
Armored Core 6 is going to be an amazing success, which is already great because FromSoft's doing big things. And all I can really hope for is Chrome Hounds 2. I mean, that's just me. I just need Chrome Hounds 2 in my life. If someone at From Software is listening to this, please, I'll pay you.
Yeah, I'm excited as well, and I was really excited to commentate for this run. It was really an honor, so thank you so much, pmcTRILOGY, for having me on.
I should say, all those out-of-bounds setups that I did, Peaches was the one who really crafted them years ago. Peaches has been submitting this run to this event for years, and so that the fact that I'm getting to do it is so much, standing on his shoulders, so thank you. Also, it's going to be time here when the save prompt appears. Time. There we go. That is it for Armored Core Project Phantasma. Hopefully the first of many Armored Core appearances at GDQ. And I think that is it for me and my commentators. So thank you. Please keep donating. Please keep supporting the event. And have an excellent week.
All right, that was an amazing run. I am also here for Chrome Hounds 2, so I will pay you money to make Chrome Hounds 2. I'm all for that. Congratulations to that run. We had a $500 donation from Mott that said, so, would the use of sunglasses in the snow level count as a tool assist? As you pondered the answer to that question, we're going to take a quick break. There will be more Awesome Games Done Quick 2023 online coming up next. Don't close that tab. Welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2023 online. We are grooving in Twitch chat to the banging tunes. I'm enjoying it. I'm also enjoying watching Solid Snake go burr, go burr up the ladder as you donate more. Thank you so much for all your donations for the Prevent Cancer Foundation throughout the run, throughout the marathon so far, and we've got a lot more going on. We did get a $250 donation from Ruby Engineer, giving props to PMC Trilogy. Hey, PMC, I got into Armored Core speedruns because of your streams, so I knew I had to donate during this run. Good luck, and let's keep the donations coming. Yes, let's keep those donations coming, because next is Bomberman 64, The Second Attack. This is any percent by EIP. EIP's been on GDQ before. There was a Super Mario Land 2 race at AGDQ 2021. And this is the first time that Bomberman 64 has been, or the Second Attack specifically, has been here on GDQ